Alright, we're covering some more Magical Girl Racing Project news today, but first, as always, I must give the spoiler warning. This will be covering stuff that happens in the novels because these stage plays are related to characters, both new and old, from those novels. So if you have not read the Magical Girl Racing Project novels, I highly suggest you do so before watching this video. And it's truly something you should experience by yourself before hearing others talk about it. All that nonsense and, stuff and fluff. That being said, this is some pretty interesting stuff, so I'm excited to get into it. All right, so some new Magical Girl Racing Project news has been released here. This is specifically about the stage plays sponsored by Odd Information. That is the company that has done all the stage plays so far, my understanding, for Magical Girl Racing Project. I am still preparing to react and make content on those stage plays myself, so that's becoming pretty soon. But regarding the two new ones, Paradoxical Plot and Criminal Sisters, there has been some new info released. So I just wanted to go ahead and go over that. So first, we have this key visual here. Piffle, I believe, is involved in both of them. Noko and Rain Pal here are involved in Criminal Sisters, I believe. But I just wanted to go over this art because we get to see more anime style for some restart characters here, which is nice. But Rain Pal is a limited character, and first of all, awesome looking Rain Pal. Um, Second of all, oh my goodness, Rain Pal in the anime style. I could go all crazy here and be like, wow, a limited anime. How would that look like? But without the restart anime even releasing yet, and to me, it makes no sense. I think this was simply done because the anime art director is currently working on the series, and this just happened to line up accordingly. So Rain Pal kind of got the lucky draw and was able to be drawn in the anime style, and I think that's really cool. Um, they all look great. These two are some of my favorite characters ever in the series, and Rain Pal has a really cool design. Even though she is quite the menace, I can't fault her for that because the design bangs. And what can I say? It's just really cool to see more Rain Pal in non-chibi form. Speaking of non-chibi, they actually are getting acrylic standees for their plays. You can kind of see here, Piffle's part of Paradoxical Plot, right? And then Rain Pal and Noko are from, Criminal Sisters. But we are getting full bodies of these characters when we've only had chibi versions of them, and I think that's really cool. Something that the artist of the series, Marino, did mention on their Twitter perhaps a month or so ago is that they're actually going to try and create an art book sponsored by the publisher to, half sponsored by the publisher of just like all their little doodles or concept art or official art, just compile it all in one place and have the colors consistent. I guess, different printing of each piece of art or however, with these publishers for the series has just overall been inconsistent. So Madarino, thank you very much, Madarino, for pushing to get the art book done. It's probably gonna be on a pre-order basis, very limited release. I'm frame one buying that, no matter how I need to. But that's like probably 1 to 3 years from now. But I mention that because I really appreciate things like these that give us a fuller picture of the characters. That's why I'm so glad that Restart is getting an anime because we're going to have full references for these characters and a consistent design for them. Even if they're slightly altered due to, animation constraints, like Cranberries was altered for the unmarked anime, but I digress. I just kind of want to look. Like I didn't know Noko had these cute little bows on her like pantyhose here. That's really cute. And it's now I'm just noticing, and this is probably just a me thing, but she has like her little bonnet here, her little like mop cap has like cat ears a little bit with bows too, and that's really cool. Um, I did know that she had these little things at the end of her braids, and it's cool to see that like ribbon design consistently throughout her design here. And just the frills and stuff with the big bow in the back. Noko has always been a cute design, and it's just really cool to see it in a more fleshed out, you know, full body version. Same for Piffle. I mean, we've always seen her in a wheelchair. We've never seen her standing up. Look at her with her arms crossed and everything. We see all of her bows in her hair. We get more of the feathers in her hair as well. Things have just become much more clearer with these full body references. And Piffle being my favorite character in the series, this is very appreciated. That there's a clear references, and we had seen Piffle full body before when the restart news was coming out, but we've got her in new poses. Look at her being all maniacal and just an absolute slimy person. That's my girl Piffle. Rainbow here is pretty awesome because we again really haven't seen her like full body. Like I didn't understand that these are like kind of like metallic, cybernetic almost. I don't know what you want to call them, boots or legs. So you got like the outfit, which for some reason has two tummy windows, one with a belly button. Interesting design choice, but it makes her unique. Um, then you got like the thigh gap, and then you've got these really like sleek and cool boots with the rings that match her rainbow ring and her halo, right? I do like that consistency with her design, with like the halos all around her design. She's even got like the Nanako-san like heart braid things coming off of her shoulders, which is pretty cool. Um, I also kind of like, I don't know if you would call these like jockey gloves per se, but like see, this is almost certainly like a horsetail, right? I think she's got a horsetail, and the whole thing she's running across, her rainbow paths. Yeah, put her in Uma Musume. Just give her ears instead of these ears, and there you go, crossover. Never gonna happen, I know, but it would be pretty funny. Um, but also her sunglasses here are just not at all size to her eyes, and not, same here actually. They fit Noko a little better because she's more petite, but this is very funny how these sunglasses are not at all fitting on their faces. Does anyone here have red eyes? I guess Piffle has like more like magenta-ish here, but yeah, these all three of these are menaces in their own way. Emotional, every way possible, will slice you up. Um, but this is really cool to see. They had revealed these before. I guess the stage plays for Paradoxical Plot and Criminal Sisters are releasing this month. Um, so that they're really promoting it, which is really cool. And you have like the F2P manga in the back. Is that like Papetta? You got unmarked. This might be red, maybe Snow White reaching out. Is that a Fav plush or like a foul plus or something? That's cool. But anyway, it's just cool, to see the standees and this is what they're doing with that. Now they did say when they posted this that they were going to reveal some new stuff, and they sure did. New magical girls unlocked. What? We've got new magical girls for the first time in a while. Now, I did mention these when I did originally. These two girls here. When I did originally um, cover like the initial announcement of these two plays. So this is Chiru Chiru or Chill Chill. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the English word chill chill. Usually, when Japanese names have these little dots, it's supposed to be pronounced in English. It's some weird thing with the language I don't fully understand. But chill chill. And then we have Cutie Altair. She doesn't have the twin stars like moniker, at least according to this release. I have the thing up, but this is the odd information page. But more importantly, um, oh my goodness, I love these designs. We had already seen Cutie Altair, Twin Stars Cutie Altair, like a very rough sketch beta design. I don't know if that was for the unmarked anime or just like a rough concept for some other arc or episodes volume. But now that she's been refined, oh, I love her design, like that like minty teal hair with the heart bows. She's very much a traditional magical girl design for this series, which is perfect because she's like the magical girl from the magical girl series, right? Like Ripple and Snow White were fans of her series growing up. That's why they got into magical girls. La Pucelle um, was as well, yeah. And I'm pretty sure Snow White did meet her during the events. I wanna say of like when. Was it the Duchess let they when she was visiting that one party or something, right? And she saw Snow White and Ripple. Didn't they mention that they were meeting all the magical girls, like the ninja magical girl that Ripple was a fan of, and of course Twin Stars Cody Altair here. I don't know if we know her ability. I don't think we know either of their abilities, but it's really cool to see like a known figure within the series finally getting like art behind them. Now, if we could get art for Alma Medi Melon and Snowblood, I think that'd be really cool. Uh, just saying. Hopefully, in the future, that's a thing. But besides that, um, I think I might have heard maybe somewhere that like Cootie Altair's actual personality is a little vulgar. Meanwhile, she's supposed to be this pure and righteous magical girl. Um, if that is the case, that'll be very entertaining to see on stage, and I'm looking forward to see how the actress portrays her. I think it's really cool that she's in like a mystery plot like this, and we know she's going to survive because Piffle's alive. If with Piffle being alive here, um, that's pretty cut and dry of when this takes place, and that is in the past. So I'm wondering if this is just its own like how do I say sectioned off story where you could just kind of enjoy it on your own, or if this is a thing where it actually gives context to and ties into certain events. Now, with Rainpow being involved, right, this does make me think that this is how Piffle learns about Rainpow's existence. I don't really have any evidence for that, but how else would she have manipulated Toko and Piffle to do the things that they did in Limited if she wasn't fully aware of what her circumstances were? I'm hoping we also get more circumstances or just like context and backstory on Rain Pow rather than just like beating up her sister. I just want to see how she kind of developed into the person that she was. Um, but yeah, really cool to see Cody Altair. And now we have the truly newest one, Chill Chill. Um, when I see a name like Chill Chill, I think of Swim Swim, and that kind of like double naming is very cute. But much like Swim Swim, her design is more elegant. Is Swim Swim really elegant? I guess she's just kind of all over the place because her whole design was just a child throwing stuff together. But Chill Chill's very elegant. Honestly, her design gives off like the vibes of a sage incarnation. I don't know if that's just me, but like it's very regal and a little frilly. I mean, when I've seen the full body for these two at all, I kind of wish they did reveal the full bodies. I don't see the reason in sectioning them off personally, but um, yeah, like she got very unique hair. I love these bangs. These like I don't know, would you call them like scratch, like claw scratch bangs, where they're like pulled thin from a braid and clipped together over her eyes. I don't know, but this is such a unique hairstyle. I am totally vibing with it too. She's very regal. She's very pure. Got like this white and blue aesthetic going on. Flowing hair in the background. I don't know. These are like wind chimes or like good luck charms or just like braided things with hair accessories in the back here, but they're really pretty. I like this like star motif. Didn't Frederica? I feel like Frederica and Ratsumukana and maybe even Puck Puck had some similar design philosophy with these little like star things, right? Is that just me? I don't know, but she really does give off the vibes of a sage incarnation. Um, and regardless though, these pins I kind of like the asymmetry. You've got like one hanging off of her hair. You've got the design of one embroidered into like her hair piece here. You've got one pinned to her chest. This very cool. Also the snowflake eye design. Of course, this series does eyes really cool. Stuff like Thunder General Adelheid, stuff like Sormi Nakano, all those really cool unique eyes. I love to see. And seeing the snowflake eyes for Chill Chill here is really chill chill. But yeah, I really do enjoy her design. I do not have, unfortunately, high hopes for her staying alive. She seems to be a high ranking member of the inspection department, going by press releases. Now, if this is just her introduction so she can be introduced later in a novel, or perhaps even an episode side story, that would be really cool. Um, But as a high-ranking member of the inspection department, this does make sense because you've got to consider this is paradoxical plot and criminal sisters, right? So it's gonna be like a mystery type story or investigative type story. Having her be part of the investigation and inspection department, however you go based on whichever translation you read, um, is really cool. I don't know if she has any relation to like Mana or Hanagakujo, or anyone really, perhaps Miss Margaret. But that being said, I'm really excited to see what she's up to. It's cool to see these three, especially you, because you didn't get much time to shine outside of your own arc. Um, so it's really cool to see these three come here. It's really awesome to see Cutie Altair make a proper debut as a full character. And it's really cool to see another awesome magical girl design. Madarino still got it. They'd never miss, really. Honestly, it's just I don't think it is a character design that I dislike in this series. Um, so they have a very unique style, and it suits the series and what it's going for. So I'm very excited. Now this being a Japanese only stage play, that is probably a limited release. Um, it's going to be a bit of a while before we get any proper understanding or context on what the heck these plays are about. But regardless, I'm going to look forward to it. And in the meantime, I will do my own homework and hurry up and watch these stage plays already while eagerly awaiting the F2P finale volume so I can also watch that stage play. So I believe I have to watch Unripe Duet, Double Shadow, Snow White Raising Project. Um, right, and then F2P is the other one, which I cannot watch yet because I need to read the manga, which needs to be released and translated. So that is on hold for F2P. But the other three, I'm gonna get to it, and I'm gonna, provide my thoughts. And I do know there are a few new characters in those. I think there's one called like Macchiato, and another one called Zip Step. Might be another one or two I'm missing. But like Chill Chill here, they are stage play only characters, and they have their own times to shine. The fact that we haven't seen them outside the stage plays, again, probably tells me their fates, but that doesn't tell me their stories. It only tells me their endings, right? Um, so I'll look forward to learning about them. Looking forward to learning about Chill Chill and Twin Stars Cutie Altair, and seeing whatever the heck these three menaces are up to. But in the meantime, I will bide my time malevolently, just like Piffle here, and very much look forward to what the series has next, as I always do.